Hey everyone, it's Chris back again with another game pickup video. And this one's going to be a little bit different because I've been on vacation for 2 weeks to Portland and Eugene, Oregon. So, of course, when I'm on vacation, I'm going to have to hit up every game store I can because you never know in a different city the kind of stuff you're going to find. And I made a lot of great purchases that are going to fill in my collection quite nicely. But anyways, let's cut to the little montage I prepared and then the game pickups themselves. Enjoy. I arrived in Portland, Oregon, a very awesome city, but traveled through to Eugene for the first leg of my journey. I saw a lot of cool things along the way, including the redwood forests, but that'll have to wait for a future video. So look forward to that. For now, I'm just going to concentrate on the games I picked up during this trip. So in Eugene, I visited several stores, a Goodwill computer store, a CD exchange, and this store, Big City Gaming, an independently run store with a very good selection of games. Here's Klonoa on PS1 sealed for $450. The store had a very cool decor in it that was industrial, dirty, with pipes and rivets everywhere, but there's a lot of cool things to find there. Then in Portland, I visited another CD exchange and this store, Video Game Wizards, another independently run store that's been there since 1990. A jaw-dropping amount of games in there, friendly customer service, but kind of average prices. Anyways, let's get to the pickups. Alright, so let's get this started. We'll start with the games I found at the Big City Gaming. Quite a few here. I guess I'll start with this one. That is one I've wanted for a while. Daytona USA for Dreamcast. In my opinion, this is the best version of Daytona USA. Best graphics, it still has the original soundtrack and new tracks and everything. So it's very cool. I did a comparison video of this, which I may link in the video now, if you want to check that out. And you can see the differences between all the Daytona USA versions. Alright, next up, I got this game, which isn't that special, but Unreal Championship 2. I just grabbed this on impulse just because I do like the Unreal Tournament games, and it's kind of a cool game on that was only on Xbox, as you can see. So Daytona USA I got for, I believe, $8, even though it says like 11 on there. And this was actually $3. And then next up, I also got a bunch of PSP games, starting with this one, Power Stone Collection. This is the 2 Power Stone games for Dreamcast on one UMD. It's pretty cool to have these games portable, so I'm glad I finally picked that up. And then, let's see. Oh, and I paid $17 for this, which was a little bit high compared to eBay, but not that bad. And then got this one, Mega Man Maverick Hunter X, which is a kind of a 2.5D remake of the original Mega Man X. And yeah, it's very cool, just like Mega Man Powered Up was a remake of Mega Man 1. And then I got 2 really cool import games. First off is this one, Breath of Fire 3 for PSP. So this was only in Europe and Japan, I believe. I do have this on PS1, but as always, it's very cool to have an awesome RPG on a portable console as well. So yeah, so we'll just set this right here. And then here's another import I got, which I've wanted for a long time. That is Tales of Eternia. And this is the European import, because this also was Japan and Europe only. And I guess I should mention the prices again. I got Breath of Fire 3 for $20 and Tales of Eternia for $40, which is kind of average. But luckily, I checked this copy, and it has the firmware 2.50 on the UMD, and that means this is the glitch-free version of the game. There's a glitch that was called the Volt glitch, which was one of the bosses, I believe. You couldn't proceed past it due to the glitch. But luckily, this was the later revision of the game that fixes the glitch. So I lucked out there. And this Mega Man X was $10. So that's all I picked up at Big City Gaming. Tales of Eternia, Breath of Fire 3, Daytona USA were definitely the big ones for me that I'm glad I found. Alright, so next up we will do, how about, yes, the Goodwill computer store I visited in Eugene, Oregon. Got a lot of cool stuff there. I'll start with this. This is the official strategy guide for Riven, the sequel to Myst. So it's very nicely written. I believe I got this for like $1 or $2, so very cheap. And then I got this just because, I don't know, it was super cheap and I was trying to, it's the Sonic Mega Collection instruction manual, I think at 99 cents. Because I figured I want to get this game eventually. It's the GameCube version, you can see on the bottom. So maybe I can find this on eBay without the manual for cheaper and then pick that up. So let's see, next up I got this, which I already have one of these, but this is a Pelican brand composite and S-Video switch box, and this has 5 switches on it. I have the one that has the GameStop branding on the top, and I got like 2 other switch boxes which only have 4 switches on them. So I've always wanted to get another one of these, and I found this for $5 at the same Goodwill. So it's cool to get that finally. I'll have to daisy chain or re-daisy chain all my systems to get it hooked up, but that'll be a future project. Alright, next up we have another accessory. That is this. It's just kind of an off-brand Xbox original memory card. I've never had a memory card on the Xbox original, but I figured it'd be handy for backing stuff up. This was $3. So yeah, simple purchase, but very handy. Next, here's the games I picked up from this Goodwill. And first up is this, Myst Uru, the Complete Chronicles. So this has, what was the expansions called? 2 Denis, or Donnie, I think you say, and the Path of the Shell expansions. I actually do own the original Myst Uru, but it's only the vanilla version with just the base game, so it was cool to find this with both the expansions. It's I think it's a 2-disc set here, yeah. So there you have it, pretty cool, and this was $3. Next up, another game, another PC game, Quake 4 for PC, and I already took the sticker off, but I believe this was like $4. I did love Quake 4. I have the 360 version, but the PC version is so much superior. Got the outer slip cover and everything, and complete in the case, so that's nice. So yeah, cool pickup. Nice to finally own the real deal PC version of this. Alright, finally, one more game I got at that Goodwill, and it's a pretty cool one I didn't expect to see there. See if it focuses in on it though. Yep, that is Contra, the Alien Wars for the original Game Boy. You can see the case is kind of beat up, and notice how the back of the case looks different color. That's because the back of this case was so dirty and scummy that I just swapped out the back of the case with a crappier game I have. But you can see the damage is still on there. But I believe this was like $3. And this is basically a port of Contra 3 for SNES on the Game Boy. And surprisingly, it's very accurate. It's missing one of the levels, but other than that, it's pretty much a faithful port, other than the downgraded graphics. So, pretty interesting. And one additional note is Factor 5, the people who made the Rogue Squadron series, did this port for Konami. So, it's not surprising that it's a technical marvel on the original Game Boy, because the Rogue Squadron games were always really technically sound games. And yeah, I tried it out, and the gameplay is intact. It's really awesome. So that's all my Goodwill finds in Eugene, Oregon. Let's move on. I guess now we'll go through the ones I found at CD Exchange. I went to a CD Exchange in Eugene and Portland. And that's kind of a franchise, so I'll just lump all these together. I can't really remember exactly which store I bought which of these games at, but anyways, we'll start with this one. Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. This is the EA Brawler series. The first one was Two Towers, which I already have, so I wanted to pick up Return of the King as well. And I mean, they're kind of shallow beat-em-up games, but they have scenes from the movie, which is really cool, and it's full of action. It's just a lot of fun. So it's cool to have that. Next up, we got an Xbox original game. That is MechAssault 2 Lone Wolf, the limited edition. So these games, I believe, were like $3 or $4 each. Not very expensive. But I got MechAssault 1, so I wanted MechAssault 2, obviously, to have it complete. And yeah, it's a 2-disc limited edition version. Let's see, what is on here? 2 exclusive multiplayer maps, which I won't need to even use because the multiplayer isn't active anymore. And some never-before-seen footage, interviews, and tech TV production video. So, yep, I have to try that out. It's a cool series. And then I got this Wii game, and that is Sin and Punishment Star Successor for Wii. So this is a game made by Treasure. It's a rail shooter. I think you're on foot and kind of shooting enemies. But yeah, what can you say? It's an action-packed rail shooting game. Very cool. I love Treasure games. And okay, next up we have a PS1 game, and that is Point Blank. I do have all the Time Crisis games for PS1, which is just Time Crisis and Project Titan. Time Crisis Project Titan, and I've always wanted to try the Point Blank. It's kind of a comical light gun shooting game. But yeah, this was, I believe, I want to say this was like $10 maybe, but I can't remember. I took a lot of the stickers off these already. And then Sin and Punishment, I believe, was also $10. Maybe 15, I can't remember. But anyways, next up, a Dreamcast game, and that is Sonic Adventure. Now, I actually owned Sonic Adventure back in the day when I first got the Dreamcast at launch. But stupidly, I sold a bunch of my Dreamcast games just to buy Shenmue 1 when it came out, because I didn't have an income. I was just a stupid kid. I sold a bunch of my N64 and this game and a couple others. But yeah, I actually bought this game back at a Goodwill like last year, but unfortunately it was a copy of the game where supposedly when this game first came out, a bunch of the discs they pressed had no data on them or they couldn't be read. And unfortunately the one I bought at Goodwill was one of those copies, so the disc wasn't able to be read. But I tested this one out and it works fine, so it's nice to have a working copy finally. I also have this game on GameCube as well. I still need to get Sonic Adventure 2 on either Dreamcast or GameCube. But yeah. Next up, we have another original Game Boy game. That is this one. Once it focuses, you'll see it. You might recognize it, but this is Nemesis for Game Boy. And this is in the Gradius series, so it's basically Game Boy's version of Gradius. It's pretty simplistic, but it's got all the gameplay elements of a Gradius game. And I guess there was a sequel to this, Nemesis 2, but it was called Gradius something in the US. So I might have to track that one down as well. But I've really wanted this one for a while, because I've got almost a complete US Gradius collection. Still need a few more games, like the Gradius collection on PSP, and the second Game Boy Gradius game as well. I think there was a Game Boy Advance Gradius as well. But, yeah. Alright, next up, we have the games I found at Video Game Wizards in Portland, Oregon. Very cool store. Prices were kind of average, but still, I found some cool stuff. Basically, 2 3DO games. And here's the first one I got. a really cheesy game, but one I've wanted to own for a while. It's a 3DO exclusive, Phoenix 3. It's like a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up and slash spaceship, space combat game, whatever. Kind of like Wing Commander. It's got really cheesy FMV video. You can see the main character on the front there. So that's always fun when you got really cheesy FMVs. And the main character is digitized in the game. The graphics almost remind me of Shinobi Legions on Sega Saturn. But yeah, it's not the best game ever, but it's cool to play another 3DO exclusive that came out late in the system's life. So yeah, that's that. And then next up, another one that I played the demo back in the day and always wanted, and that is this game, The Horde. This is by Crystal Dynamics, back when they're like exclusively developing for 3DO, I believe. But this is kind of a strategy slash action game. You build up your village with traps and defenses and such, and then after 2 minutes, the Horde invade your little town, and you have to defend it by running around as this character, Chauncey, played by Kirk Cameron. Yes, Kirk Cameron. And yeah, it's got the cheesy FMVs. The strategy part of the game is actually really cool. So it's a really good game, nice music and everything. So price-wise, I believe I paid, I want to say I paid $25 for Phoenix 3 and $40 for the Horde, which is kind of average for eBay prices, but whatever. They're really good condition and they're complete. And I guess I forgot to mention, I think this Nemesis copy was maybe $5, $10. It's card only, so not a big deal. And like these two were probably $10 each, I want to say, but I don't really care what the price was as long as it wasn't like super overpriced. Anyways, finally, this isn't something I got in Oregon, but I'll include it in this video because I flew back to Madison, Wisconsin, and before I drove home, I hit up a pre-played store in Madison, and I picked this game up, Tomb Raider 3. I believe this was PC and PlayStation 1 only. It didn't come to Dreamcast. The next two games came to Dreamcast, but yeah, I have Tomb Raider 1 and 2 already, so I'm glad to finally have 3. Now I just gotta pick up Tomb Raider Chronicles and Tomb Raider The Last Revelation on... I want to get the Dreamcast versions because those are supposedly the best versions. But yeah, got Tomb Raider 3. Anyways, that's all my pickup, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. And like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. There'll be more videos to come, including some more videos of my Oregon trip, the sights I saw and everything. So, alright guys, thanks for watching, and peace out.